My last question to you is: the last time you were in WWE, you were set to face CM Punk, but the match never happened. Is there a reason why it didn't happen?
I don't know if they wanted it to happen. Like to me, like it was to me when I came back. It felt so, because everything was like, I'd never been there when it was like you have to, like, this is your script and you have to follow it. And then so I get there and I'm reading like his, and he's burying me, and I don't have any rebuttals. And I'm just trying to be like, because it's one of those situations, man. Like, Paul's one of my best friends on earth. So anything that you do, like the old Kevin Nash would say, like in my mind when I read that, because if you remember the scenario was I came down and, stuck Punk, and then Del Rio came down and took the Money in the Bank and took his belt. So he comes out the next Monday and cuts this promo about laugh out loud, I heard you were dead, click, click, click your knees. And I'm thinking to myself, so let me get this right. I just cost you the world title, and you're gonna do stand up here and bury me because I'm old? And the first thing in my mind was, I was just to say, because there was a time he said, you're the guy. He said, it's not 1997 anymore. You're the guy that called Eddie Guerrero Vanilla Midget. And I said, whoa. Number one, thank God it's not 97. Because if it was 1997 right now, I said, you'd be with the Marks out in the crowd, not standing up here, because we didn't let the Marks wrestle back then. Number two, I'm old. Okay, it was probably going to take me probably a minute and a half to get up there. So you got two options. You either go in the back. I'll give you three. You go in the back, call it a day. You wait till I get up there and say, I apologize, Mr. Nash. And then you go in the back. Or third, we're off script. Let's see what you got. And I would have liked to have seen what he would have done if I just would have went up there and just bear pawed him right in the side of the face. But Paul was the boss.
Yeah. I didn't like the fact that you were brought in as a heel in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't get that. People love you.
The thing was too,
they don't want to boo us.
They asked me to come back for one. They said, will you stick him at SummerSlam? I said, yeah. And that's all I was supposed to do. I wasn't supposed to stick around. I wasn't supposed to go on. And then I ended up going on a European trip, and I run both. There's like an 8-day and a 7-day, and I do both. I switch buses and go on both tours. And I'm thinking like, oh, look, they're bringing me to be the seasoned guy. So the first night I get on the bus, and there's nothing but beer on the bus. I'm like, beer? Like, who? That's like, okay, like you guys are saying like you progressed, but like, I said, we don't have any red wine. So I told the bus driver, I said, like, find a wine store. And I went in and I just bought some Solo cups, and I bought 5 or 6 bottles of Screw Top Shiraz. And went back in, and next thing you know, it was like Ziggler says, can I get some of that? The Bella said, can I get some of that? I think there was 1 or 2 other people that were drinking wine. So, we ended up, it wasn't that long of a drive, maybe an hour and a half to the next town. And we were sitting up front, and we were just, I was telling stories. We were all talking shit. And then everybody got off the bus, and we just sat on the bus. And we continued until the wine was gone. And, I was like, I'm just thinking like, this is what they want. They wanted these guys to kind of get a feel for what it was like, before everybody had their own tour bus.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. Like, I got heat. Like, Paul, like, the next set of TVs, like 7 days later, goes, hey, he says, you're holding court. He said, you've got these kids staying up all night drinking. And I said, well, okay. I said, my bad. I said, I thought, you brought Sam Elliott in for Roadhouse for fucking some color, but.
No, I mean, do you disagree with that with that way of thinking, or is it just like, I mean, because I kind of understand the way of thinking there, Kev, but I mean, there has to be a balance. They got to be able to let loose as well, and that whole tour bus thing where everyone has their own bus. To me, I think that's hurt the camaraderie in the locker room.
Oh my God. I mean, to me, the number one thing that I always remembered was when we got, everybody watched everybody work.
Yep.
So then when you got in the car that night and you had 300 miles to drive, everybody critiqued everybody's shit, and it was why nobody cared about stepping on toes, hurting, that don't ever, I watched that spot's a shit, it didn't work, don't do that spot. Well, what should I have done there? And, three guys who, how about this, how about this, how about this? And we did that night after night after night. It was, we never really just talked nonsense. There were times we did.
Not much, Kev. I don't remember it. I don't remember it.
No, it was always, it was I always equated that like we were a band that was going through the set list going, man, that didn't fucking work, and that didn't work, and that didn't work. And, it was just, I don't know. I think that that's what do you get on your, bus and the bus driver puts you over.
Wow. Yeah. It's not like that picture. To me, the greatest picture ever, right? All of us in the back of the bus right before for the last tour before off to WCW.
And again, that bus had probably been sitting back there for an hour and a half parked.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think that there were guys that loved the business. They just absolutely loved what they did and loved being a part of it. And just, it was just different. It was just, and another thing too, man, that picture, people weren't getting paid yet.
Right.
Wasn't like anybody was getting filthy rich doing that shit. That's and I don't think anybody is now.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but because I don't go around asking what the payoffs are now, but from what I gather, yeah. Most folks.
Well, they're averaging. If you're averaging 3,000 people a night in the house shows, paydays can't be too high.
Yeah,
because we average that, and we know what our paydays were.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys something.
You'd be on top. You'd get $800.
Yeah, well, we could go out and once the crowd was all in, we could look out in the building and tell within probably $5,000 of what the house was. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's $80,000 house.
Kevin, we sidestepped it a little bit earlier, but Magic Mike Triple XL, what's up? Not gonna let it go.
There wasn't supposed to be a second one.
Yeah, so now there can be a third one.
Hey, like I said, I won't say no.
Hey, Kev, but you just finished. You just finished something up, right? Something for Star Network or not Sky Network, European network.
Yeah, Living a Dream. It's an hour comedy. We did 6 episodes. It starts on Sky November the 2nd.
It's a comedy.
So I guess the show will start November the 2nd on Sky, which I think you can get on Amazon. I think Amazon's the way we can watch it.
What's the premise of the show?
Premise of the show is a couple with a sophomore and a senior. The girl's a senior, the son's a sophomore. They leave the UK. They buy an RV park in Kissimmee, Florida, sight unseen, to go live the American dream because they want the prosperity, and they get there, and it's just it looks like a methamphetamine, park in Kissimmee, Florida, and I'm there with I'm like kind of a rednecky Second Amendment.
Gotcha.
I mean, I basically